opening tip to the Bulls, and we're underway at United Center. Nice pass to set things up.
I love the drive to the basket there. Instead of trying to go around or over, go through.
Teague with the basketball. Down just a couple. To Towns. From the outside, no good.
It's easy. Force guys into low percentage shots. That's the reason why we're big into stats. It was all provided to you before the game in the scouting report.
Cashes in for two.
He's been doing this for years. The physicality in which he plays. No one wants to see that. You're going to leave the game with black and blue marks all over your body.
To Towns. Teague. Down low Bell. Count the basket inside.
Bodies bouncing all around on that layup with the offense winning that battle. But if the defense keeps up that kind of pressure, good things are bound to happen.
Oh, that's out.
Out of here. It always looks cool, but guess what? You're still on D.
And the finish at the rim.
Look, there was barely any contact on that last play. I agree with the ref's no call. Let him play.
Teague. Down low Towns.
Ed, I'm going to gloat about my old team here for a second. Did you know the Bulls are the only NBA franchise to win multiple championships and never lose an NBA Finals series in their history?
6-0 right now. It helped to have a guy named MJ. But, Jay, think about this. If he's not gone those 2 seasons, maybe it's 8 straight finals wins. Teague with it up top. 8-2, our score. Wiggins. And he's fouled. He's going to the line for 2.
You see this all the time. The defensive players establishing his presence on the court and also checking to see how far the refs are going to let him go.
Can't connect on the first free throw. Missed the second one as well. Done. Not a good pass there. T-Wolves have it. And the nice finish at the rim.
That's what I'm talking about, Ed. It's that simple. Put the ball in the bucket.
Chicago with the possession to Young. Finishing inside the paint on that one.
Well, when you play for each other and not just for yourself, that's when great things happen. You essentially lose yourself in what the team is trying to accomplish. It's called unselfish basketball. And there's nothing more beautiful than rewarding your teammate with a nice pass and letting them finish for 2 or 3 points.
Done. Karl Anthony Towns sends it away.
Ed, that's light work for a guy with his ability.
Defender going for the fake. Got him out of position for the dunk. Jay, this is getting scary fast.
If you're the defense, you have to deny him the ball. Maybe throw a box and one. Maybe throw a zone. Maybe even throw the kitchen sink because he's putting on a show in the first quarter.
We're accepting non-perishable food items for homeless in our
Teague
community.
to Wiggins.
Go to those who have already participated in this community event.
Thaddeus Young. Huge block. That's out of bounds off a Bull. Wiggins. Got a piece of him.
Jumping out the gym right now, Ed.
Great anticipation. Give him 2 points. High percentage.
Some players are just built to absorb the contact. He pretty much dusted that defender off like that was a bug at the park.
T, down low Bell. And a chance coming up at the line.
Trust me, you want to avoid early foul trouble. Take that one as a warning.
Team foul number 2.
Jordan Bell at the line for 2 shots. For his career, 68%. 2 for 2 on that trip. It's Chicago ball. To Young. Stuffs it down with authority. They have set the tone in this one.
I love when I see offenses come out in beast mode. You attack that paint, you get to the rim, inevitably the floor will open up for you to knock down some threes.
T. Off the assist.
That's what they need to do more of. Attack that basket. Hit them where it hurts.
To Young. Around the perimeter, Young. Yes, and a foul. He'll have a chance at a 3-point play.
So many times we get on the defender for quote-unquote letting the offensive player score on an and one. Sometimes there's a lucky bounce, but more often than not, it's the offensive player who makes the play happen despite the defender's best intentions.
It's Minnesota basketball. To Covington. Stuffs it down with authority. Jay, perhaps that's a start.
Those kind of plays get me fired up. That's a momentum play. They looked lifeless here in the first quarter, but a dunk like that can get your team going in the right direction.
The assist from number 1.
Napier with the basketball. Trailing by 10. Bell to Covington. Here comes the screen. Scores from the post. Jang swats it. And so we're through one here at United Center with the Bulls on top. Ed Cohen, Jay Williams with you. And to Towns. Trying to cash in. Deep 2 there, won't go. Levine to Porter. Going to launch beyond the arc. That's off the side of the rim, no good. Covington. Here comes the screen. Napier up against Porter. Can't connect. Tough-looking shot there. Still gets it to go down.
Showing you why he belongs here in this league with the best of the best. Efficient scoring out of the rookie here tonight.
Count the bucket for 2.
There you go. I like seeing scoring coming from unlikely sources.
Levine. Easy path to the rim.
Well, they have such great flow to their offense this evening. The ball isn't sticking to one player individually. It's moving around the perimeter, and it's zipping. They're playing with a special cohesiveness.
Here comes the screen. T to Towns.
2 minutes remaining in the second quarter.
He was all over him. Missed the shot. No free throws. Oh, emphatic slam. He was ready right at the tip.
What a first half he's having. He came out of the gate, attacked, found ways to get to the rim. Now look how easy the game is coming to him.
Covington. To Towns. Wide open look, won't go. Stuffs it down with authority.
This type of game needs to be celebrated. This is the type of culture that is fostered when you play with unselfish players. When you give up a little bit of yourself and you make your teammate look great, that's the difference between winning and losing. So when you see these guys smiling, when you see them giving each other high fives, that's because of the energy that was created from the pass. Pass is one of the most brilliant things we have in this game.
Karl-Anthony Towns tips it. Calls out of bounds. Last touch by Jeff Teague. Tough make through traffic.
Man, I've seen this kid play with some grown men prior to making it to the league. As my old friend would say, same pan, same grease.
To Teague. Oh, highlight moves. Tough to pull off with the defender all over you. Jeff Teague. That's 3 now on 4 shots.
Clearly not afraid of the spotlight here, because that was not an easy look.
To Porter.
I'm here.
Goes to the right side. Porter. Nothing going here on that drive. To Porter. Beyond the arc for 3. So the first points for him in this first half, and he knocks it down for 3.
Yeah, they really need him to get going. Really surprised that none of his teammates have been talking to him. This is when he needs him the most. They have to uplift him, help him continue to be confident on the court.
And scores on the step back. Desperation shot here from half court. Time expires to end the first half. It has been all Bulls. First half, very one-sided. What will the second half bring? We'll find out as we're underway. Teague with the basketball. The deficit now up to 12.
Ankle check right here.
The pass set it all up.
All right, you got the first bucket of the second half. Now get a stop, because honestly, that's where your troubles were in the first.
I got him. Let's go.
Nice finish at the rim.
Hey, one of the things I hear all the great teams say in the huddle, they say 1, 2, 3, no mercy. Now it's time for you to go even harder on the defensive end.
Bell. And stuffs it home. Jay, let's see if that's a sign for him.
Well, he's been pretty much non-existent the first 3 quarters, but when you have a play like that, that can get the juices going, and that can help you with your offensive rhythm.
Karl-Anthony Towns rejects it.
That's why a rim protector is a necessity in this game.
Minnesota at the controls. Oh, he's denied.
Oh, big man doing work right there.
The drive right to the basket to Teague. Five seconds to shoot. Jeff Teague looking good. 4 for 5.
I remember my high school coach said 1 man can't beat 5. Well, I'm telling you right now, he lied. I'm watching it happen in person.
Cruises inside for 2.
2 points. Take them any way you can get them.
Teague with it up top. His guys trail by 10. Here comes the screen. Teague to Towns. It goes down. He improvises and scores.
Oh, man, you're not supposed to be able to do that with that size, but in today's game, dexterity and mobility are off the charts for bigs.
Now a pass stolen by the Timberwolves. Yes, Andrew Wiggins. It's been a quiet night. Only 3 attempts, but he makes that one stick.
That's lunch pail business right there. Don't worry about the no call. Keep powering through.
Not a good pass there. T-Wolves have it.
You go back to the principles, things that we started working on when we were in 1st and 2nd grade. It's called the shell drill. You stay down in the stance defensively, you try to deny the next pass away, and you have to communicate. If your conditioning is bad, you have no chance. But if you're able to do all these things together, collectively, you will be able to stop a great passing team.
Porter. Gorgie Jang sends it away. That's going to be out of bounds. The Timberwolves have the basketball. Oh, he's denied.
Just erasing mistakes left and right.
Nice pace, sets it up, and slams it down.
I know there's that old saying that says one man can't beat five, but we're watching one man carry four other players. His back has to be hurting. Another big-time finish.
Oh, he blocked it.
You see, Ed, when it comes to evaluating first-round picks, we tend to talk a lot about their offensive capabilities. But this young man is showing you that the defensive skill set should never be overlooked. Great block.
Yes, and the foul. And a chance at three coming up.
And I know there's so much excitement about the play, but everybody looks at the player. More people need to pay attention to the guy at the end of the bench, the strength and conditioning coach, because this kid's been putting in the time and effort every day in the weight room.
To Covington. Shot clock coming down to 4. Down to 3. Fires the 3. The Bulls clear the rebound. Bulls with the basketball. From the painted area, won't go down. Nolove with a piece. Fourth this contest.
This game is all about playing.
Stuffs it down with authority.
Woo! This rookie is a high flyer. He brings that kind of pro-am vibe to the NBA, and it's fun to watch.
To Covington. Great defense there, forcing the pickup. Covington. Has a look. Napier's shot won't fall. Oh, he got a piece of it.
You know why? I don't see anybody on the defensive end standing up out of position. I see everybody squatted down, really active with their hands. That's the mentality that will lead you to where you want to go.
It goes down.
I don't know if the scouting report has made its way out here yet, but if anything, it says you need to not let him get that close to the rim.
Timberwolves have the basketball. Here comes the screen. A shot at the buzzer. There's the buzzer. 3 quarters complete. Nice cushion for the Bulls. The Bulls in possession as we start the 4th quarter. And this one, Jay, not totally in the win column yet, but with a double-digit lead, you have to like their chances.
I love when I start seeing fans exit the arena so early in this game, and I hear people say, this one should be in the bag. Well, guess what? It's never a guarantee. You have to be careful not to slow down the pace of the game and take the air out of the basketball. You have to put your foot on the gas and try to win this game with a sense of urgency.
It's done with the rebound. Stuffs it down with authority. Jay, that's been the story this evening.
I mean, another one? Another dunk? Another easy possession? I mean, how demoralizing can this be for the team? Why am I the only one yelling? I don't see anybody on the bench yelling. I don't see anybody on the court even angry right now.
Driving right to the basket. Over to the right side. Screen coming. To Wiggins. Gets a look. Can't hit.
That's how you do it. You keep riding him to the basket, and if the refs aren't calling it, keep being physical. Keep knocking him off balance.
To Chris Dunn. That's going to be out of bounds. Shifting gears. Here comes some substitutions. T-Wolves with the basketball. Teague. Here comes the screen. Not that time. To Young. Just enough of a head fake to help on that one.
You know, it reminds me of a story a legendary coach once told me. He said, if you ever get in a fight, you're not going to hit somebody with an open hand, correct? You'll probably break a finger. But if you hit somebody with a fist, what is that? That's 5 fingers working collectively together as one. That's how you deliver a knockout punch, and that's what we're seeing tonight.
To Young. Thaddeus Young. Not a busy night, but effective. 2 for 2.
Well, we got a chance to firsthand watch something be created. I think we just watched an epidemic of passing. I've never seen something like this before. It was so contagious, everybody started to do it, and it ultimately led to the other team's demise.
If that's an epidemic, sign me up. Wiggins. That one off the mark. It's no good. To Young. Short jumper misses.
It's easy. Force guys into low percentage shots. That's the reason why we're big into stats. It was all provided to you before the game in the scouting report.
Here comes the screen. Right time, right player.
Can't teach height.
To Teague. Down to 5 on the 24. Jeff Teague. He's 5 for 10, shooting 50%.
No doubt about where that one was headed.
Now whistle. We'll get a timeout called by Chicago as they'll talk things over here in this 4th quarter. Time to adjust. Both coaches making changes on the floor. Off the assist.
Some players are just built to absorb the contact. He pretty much dusted that defender off like I was a bug at the park.
Covington. Shot clock winding down. Teague. Misfires. It's no good. To Levine. Robert Covington with the block. Make that 7.
I'll tell you what you don't see. It's rare that you see young players dig their stakes into the ground and say, this is my territory. He's owning the paint.
To Towns. That's a turnover. It goes the other way.
I tried to work the clock here, but you have to take care of the ball in this possession.
Teague with the basketball. Down a bundle. To Covington. To Towns. Down low. Finish that. Bulls with it. Stuffs it down with authority.
See, Ed, that's what I love. You don't need to conserve your energy. You attack that rim with ferocity. You always set the tone.
Teague with it up top. His guys down big. How you practice leads to that. Nice pump fake.
Old school equals high percentage.
Flushes it home. At this point, if it continues, it just may be good night, Irene.
And ooh, I like that Irene line.
There you go, Jay.
And sometimes as a player on the defensive end, Ed, you need to draw a line in the sand. You have to find a way to change the narrative because right now the constant theme has been too many easy buckets.
Jay, don't deny it. You're an old soul at heart.
Yeah, I still don't know who Irene is.
Meaning, the Bulls take this one as they cruise to win a game that was never really in doubt. That'll wrap things up.
That does it for us. On behalf of the rest of the crew, good night.
Be joined by Jay Williams for what should be a terrific matchup here tonight. We are at United Center in the Windy City. Tonight, the Chicago Bulls getting set to match up with the Oklahoma City Thunder. perfect feed to set up the basket.
Sometimes you hear people give all these fancy breakdowns, tell you all these different things they can do. That was just plain old simple bully basketball. Muscled his way through the lane.
Knocked loose. To the rim, lays it up and in.
That's lunch pail business right there. Don't worry about the no call. Keep powering through.
With the rock, it's Chris Paul. Rises for the slam.
We call that get your money and put it in the bank.
Dunn to Young. Finishing inside the paint on that one.
Contact on a drive can be a beautiful thing. Making those tough shots can really help you build a mental advantage over your defender.
Paul. Off the mark. With defense like that, little margin for error.
And that's how you close out on a shooter with a sense of urgency. The shooter was more worried about his landing space than he was the shot.
Paul into the front court. 8-2 our score.
Screen.
Here comes the screen. From the painted area, won't go down.
And you see so many players quit on a play after they were beat the first time, but not him. He stayed on his hip, he fought back, and he made the player miss the shot. That's great defense.
Here's Paul, controlling the offense. Here comes the screen. Nice pace, sets it up, and slams it down.
Another possession they were forced to take a tough shot. This time they got it to go, but they need to do something different to start creating more open look opportunities.
And draws the foul.
Trust me, you want to avoid early foul trouble. Take that one as a warning.
Thaddeus Young at the line for 2 shots. For his career, 67%. So he hits the first, misses the second. Paul with it up top. They trail by 7. Layup's good. Those are the types of shots you always strive for.
That's a strong finish. Regardless of contact, finishing strong is key.
To Young. Thaddeus Young, 2 for 2. That's what you want.
There are certain guys in this league that should be put on alert status 24/7 because either they're posterizing you or that attempt can still be a poster.
Oh, he got a piece of it.
Sent a message on that one, Ed.
Calls out of bounds. Last touch by Thaddeus Young. Both coaches hitting the reset button. Fresh legs coming onto the floor.
Substitutions. Oklahoma City. Substitutions. Chicago.
Schroeder. Has a chance. Gets a look. Can't hit. Lobs it up. Won't go.
I love when I see a good contest. You're crowding the player's landing space, which naturally makes him worrisome about turning the ankle on that landing.
Here's Paul. Brings it up the floor. To Schroeder. Surveys the floor. Nothing going here on that drive. Paul to Schroeder. Fires the 3. That's off the side of the rim, no good. To Levine. And scores.
Well, when you play for each other and not just for yourself, that's when great things happen. You essentially lose yourself in what the team is trying to accomplish. It's called unselfish basketball. And there's nothing more beautiful than rewarding your teammate with a nice pass and letting them finish for 2 or 3 points.
Schroeder lets it fly from beyond the arc. Off the mark. Bulls with the basketball. A big finish at the rim.
It's so amazing when you get a chance to see a player in his own space. It's almost as if the defense doesn't exist. He can go left, he can go right, he can attack. He's playing on that court by himself.
Just enough of a head fake to help on that one.
I'll look out for that same move on the next possession, though.
Nice pass to set things up.
Look, there was barely any contact on that last play. I agree with the ref's no call. Let him play.
To Schroeder. Paul. Count the basket. 2 more points in the paint.
Did you see that change of direction mid-flight? And also the English he utilized to spin the ball off the rim? That was a thing of beauty.
Levine. Lays it up and in.
He's been doing this for years. The physicality in which he plays. No one wants to see that. You're going to leave the game with black and blue marks all over your body.
To Paul. Good. Off a spin.
As my mother would say to the defender, A for effort, F for results.
Yes, and a foul. He'll have a chance at a 3-point play.
He should get some kind of acting award. That's a great sell by the offensive player. But guess what? The ref spit, and that's the game.
Free throw up and good as they open things up to a 13-point lead. The Thunder have the possession to Schroeder. Take stock of the floor. Here's CP3. Not going down for him this time.
I just love where this takes you into the psychological battle as a player offensively. Was that a great contest, or did you just miss the shot? But now you have me thinking about that the entire next possession.
That's toughness right there. Physical inside, gets it to go.
Showing you why he belongs here in this league with the best of the best. Efficient scoring out of the rookie here tonight.
Is in for 2.
Number 13, Chris Paul.
Stuffs it down with authority. A very one-sided first half of basketball as we are at halftime. Let's get you to Orlando, where we say hello to Jalen Rose and our EA.
Fellas, back to you.
With the rock, it's Chris Paul. Doesn't have the touch. No good.
The most important thing a shooter can do is continue to shoot. The defense is always going to give great effort, but it's more of your psyche that goes into the next shot that will limit you on whether you make the shot or not.
Count it. No and 1. There was some contact there.
Hey, one of the things I hear all the great teams say in the huddle, they say 1, 2, 3, no mercy. Now it's time for you to go even harder on the defensive end.
Paul across the timeline. Down by 15. To Adams. Down to 5 on the 24. It's Paul for 2. Deep 2 there, won't go. The follow won't go either. Bulls have it. Done. Danilo Gallinari able to recover with the block. Count it.
Let me tell you something that nobody will ever talk about. Did you see him slow down right before he was about to go up? That slow change of speed, that slight change was just enough to throw the defender off.
Paul. Nothing going here on that drive. And the finish at the rim.
The one thing we know for certain in this league, it doesn't matter how big the margin is, you can always put together a run and get back in this one.
To Chris Dunn. Young. To Chris Dunn. With a drop step. Steven Adams sends it away.
Ed, that's light work for a guy with his ability.
Bulls come away with it. To Porter. Otto Porter looking good. 4 for 5.
This is why I go back into player mode. If the dude starts to try to have 40 points on me, I'm going to foul out. I'm going to start hitting him in places he's not used to being hit. I'm trying to do anything to throw him off his game.
Here comes the screen. Thaddeus Young tips it.
Just erasing mistakes left and right.
Zach LaVine doing what he does best.
A two-time dunk champion, I love watching Zach LaVine play. But you can't become obsessed with just attacking the rim. You have to continue to expand your game and really give Chicago that lead guard that they haven't had since D. Rose.
To Zach LaVine. Slams it down.
I know there's that old saying that says one man can't beat 5, but we're watching one man carry 4 other players. His back has to be hurting. Another big-time finish.
Thunder with the basketball. Paul to Adams. Had a good look there, but it's no good. Dunn. And a throwdown.
That's the intensity you need to see. Whenever a player running back on defense after a dunk like that holds the inside of his forearm, it lets you know how hard he dunked that basketball.
To Paul. The Thunder down to 4 on the shot clock. Chance for Paul. Knocks it down off the step back.
When the ball's in his hands, we all knew what was going to happen.
Dunn.
Make it tough on him. Make it tough on him.
Tough make through traffic.
Welcome to the league, young fella. But just because you got a bucket doesn't mean that you don't have to do your rookie chores after the game.
The Thunder will use a timeout as their coach wants to get a word in with his guys here in this third quarter. Schroeder to Bamutek.
1 minute remaining in the third quarter.
Schroeder to Bamutek.
Screen.
Shot clock coming down to 4. Down to 3. Yes, and the foul. And a chance at 3 coming up.
And I love the smile on the face of the offensive player. Sometimes luck is on your side. I don't know how that shot went in, but and one.
Nerlens Noel at the line for a chance at a 3-point play. Not the best career mark, 62%. To Markkanen. Young. Count the basket, and it could have been more. No whistle.
I think the defender had absolutely 0 chance on that play.
OKC ball. Here comes the screen. Sizing up the defense. Nothing going here on that drive. To Schroeder. Trying to cash in. Gets a shot up off the mark.
The contest was good, but you being a nuisance was great. Continue to be that gnat that no matter how many times you swing at it, it never goes away.
The assist from number 21, Thaddeus Young.
Just inside the arc. At the buzzer. 3 quarters down. Nice cushion for the Bulls. The Bulls in possession as we start the fourth quarter, and it might be time to empty the bench, Jay. This game appears to be well in hand.
And their starting five has certainly earned the fourth quarter off. They've been terrific this ball game. And this is the type of game where you find a chance to relax. You ice up, you watch your other teammates play, you applaud them, and you get ready for the next game.
Whistled for the foul. Chance coming up at the free throw line.
That's actually not a bad move at all. You're applying more pressure on him by sending him to the line.
First one goes down. 2 for 2 on that trip. Here's Schroeder with it. His guys down big to Bamutek. Here comes the screen. Nothing going here on that drive. That's out. Last touch by Luke Bamutek. Done. Stuffs it down with authority. At this point, if it continues, it just may be good night, Irene.
And ooh, I like that Irene line.
There you go, Jay.
And sometimes as a player on the defensive end, Ed, you need to draw a line in the sand. You have to find a way to change the narrative, because right now the constant theme has been too many easy buckets.
Jay, don't deny it. You're an old soul at heart.
Yeah, I still don't know who Irene is, though.
Me neither.
All right.
With a drop step. With the basket after a nice drop step.
You know, it reminds me, Ed, of a story a legendary coach once told me. He said, if you ever get in a fight, you're not going to hit somebody with an open hand, correct? You'll probably break a finger. But if you hit somebody with a fist, what is that? That's 5 fingers working collectively together as one. That's how you deliver a knockout punch, and that's what we're seeing tonight.
Count the bucket for 2.
Well, we got a chance to firsthand watch something be created. I think we just watched an epidemic of passing. I've never seen something like this before. It was so contagious, everybody started to do it, and it ultimately led to the other team's demise.
If that's an epidemic, sign me up. Here comes the screen. And finishes strong.
And when you get your prescription, you take your medicine and you call it a day.
I got ball. Pick up. Match up.
Done. Oh, nice find for the basket. Now a whistle, and we're going to get a timeout from OKC as they'll talk things over here in this fourth quarter. Both teams tweaking their lineups. Here comes some changes. Schroeder. Count the basket. A lot of contact. No foul.
Oh, don't see the read. Be the read.
Chicago with the possession. Done. Easy path to the rim.
This type of game needs to be celebrated. This is the type of culture that is fostered when you play with unselfish players. When you give up a little bit of yourself and you make your teammate look great, that's the difference between winning and losing. So when you see these guys smiling, when you see them giving each other high fives, that's because of the energy that was created from the pass. Pass is one of the most brilliant things we have in this game.
Rebound taken in by Chicago. Done. Over to the right side. To Levine. Finishing inside the paint on that one.
Man, I've seen this kid play with some grown men prior to making it to the league. As my old friend would say, same pan, same grease.
To Bamutek. Schroeder. To Bamutek. The shot almost done. To Markkinen. It's good. If you don't stand in his way, he's going to make you pay.
There's something that is so impressive about what we saw this evening. Not just the shot-making ability, but the fact that not every shot came from the pocket. There were some bad passes being made, And the shots came from different places around the body, which aren't usual for the typical shot. That shot-making ability, that's something special to watch.
Free throws coming up.
Sometimes when you get up big, you get a little careless. But attention to detail through the end, that's how you avoid unnecessary fouls.
So he goes 1 for 2 from the line after hitting on the second. Yes, and a foul. He'll have a chance at a three-point play.
The offense has very little to lose on those type of plays if they know they can, number one, create contact, and number two, still get the ball up. You need to assert yourself fully on the defensive end by initiating the contact and not allowing the offensive player to get that ball above his waist.
Oklahoma City's got it. Glory Marketing with a piece.
You know, sometimes basketball can become a very beautiful thing to watch. During the regular season, things can get difficult. Energy can be low. The passion at times can even be lower because players are tired. They're fatigued. But today, it's all been good. They're putting in an absolute show with killer efficiency and tremendous effort and intensity.
To Zach LaVine. Has a look. Zach LaVine. That's how it's done. He's 4 for 4 in the game.
I mean, this is something everybody can relate to in their lives. It's happened to me while doing broadcasts as well. Sometimes you're physically there, but mentally you're nowhere to be found. We obviously saw one of those same things happen on the court.
To Paul. The drive, right to the basket. Zach LaVine pins it and counted at the rim.
Underutilized, underutilized, underutilized. Am I getting my point across? Let's see more of that.
Now pass taken away by the Thunder. Thaddeus Young snatching it out of the air.
Blocking so many shots only gives your perimeter that much more confidence to really apply more pressure.
The Bulls take this one as they win this one in very...
This has been a presentation of ESPN on EA Sports. Until next time, I'm Jalen Rose, signing off.